Wow, it's cold, man. Is it hot, my engine? I don't know, this side that has an alternator. This side is the alternator side. It's the other side I don't want to be. The other side is hot. Wow, even 100% grease. Because I'm operating my clutch, that's why I'm going towards Epping Forest. Maybe I won't have to operate my clutch as much, because these people are like stopping all the time and so on. I cannot like let go of my clutch and just continue on gripping my grip. I don't know what this woman's doing, to be honest. Anyway, how are you today, guys? I have a specific topic to talk about, and it's very cold today as hell, like 0 degrees, man. Oh, it's so cold, and it's like my visor is fogging up, man. I can't see shit with that visor. Annoying as fuck. That's winter for you, my friend. If you have a shit visor, like I have a pin lock inside. Why the fuck is this fogging up, man? It's like, I don't understand. I have to cry because my visor is open. I have to cry from the piercing cold wind. My teeth are literally coming out when I'm going like 20 miles an hour. Man, that is bad. Anyway. In today's topic, I wanted to talk about the proposed changes to the driving license for motorcyclists, for bikers, right? And I want to stress it out, there are proposed changes. Proposed as a keyword for you, proposed. So a lot of people already did that video, about that, or video about that. A lot of vloggers, motor vloggers especially, did the video about that, and explained their thoughts on that, or some other stuff. I don't know, maybe hyped it up a bit, depends on who did the video, I suppose. But I'm not gonna hype it up or anything, because to me that's the key word. I'll remind you, is proposed. So in my view, that might never happen. They proposed it, but it doesn't mean it's gonna come into life. It will. Then we can talk about it more, I suppose. Let me close that because it's cold. So if it comes to light, or if they announce, yes, we accept these proposed changes, then I can properly talk about it and express my opinions and so on. But for now, what I want to talk about is the CBT and people being kind of shafted with their thinking. Don't know how else to put it, but well, if you think about it, right? Every 2 years you have to do CBT under the current standard, right? So you have to do CBT every 2 years, and if you live in London, the CBT can cost you as little, and I'll call it as little as £160, and as much as £200. Depends where you go, I suppose. What school it is, how great of a bike they have, and instructors, I suppose. How good of a name they have. But it can cost you around £160, £180, let's call it, right? Maybe if you live outside London, a bit less, maybe £140 or something like that. Or maybe at most £160. London is usually a bit more expensive with those type of things. Understandable. But anyway, so you have to do that every 2 years. But people fail to understand that A1 license exists. Now, you may say, yeah, but you can only ride 125. But then you fail to see that there are a shit ton of people who are happy to stay on a 125. They're not looking to move on to a bigger bike. They literally don't. A lot of delivery drivers, those delivery riders for Deliveroo and stuff like that, well, those people are not moving on to other bikes, are they? And yet A1 exists. What about people who only commute around in the city? They're not looking for a bike that will take them on trips, or they're not looking for a bike that they do socially and stuff like that. They only use that bike as a workhorse, as basically a means either for work or to get to work. And there are these type of people. I have a friend at work who commutes with his scooter, 125 scooter. He has a full license, not A1, not A2, A license, full license. And he bought a brand new, in 2020, he bought a brand new scooter, 125, and he has it to this day. And he's not thinking of changing the bike, because that's enough for him. That's enough to go for groceries. That's enough for him to get to work. And there are these type of people, believe me. Not everyone who rides a bike, not everyone who rides a bike is a biker in the sense that I am a biker because I'm going on trips and I ride my bike, you know, outside of kind of work and stuff like that. Even in this cold weather, like 0 degrees and stuff like that, I still ride my bike for doing this vlog or just enjoyment. Sometimes I do enjoy riding my bike. But there are people who would disagree. There are people who just want to have their bike because it's cheap, economical, it can get through the city easier and stuff like that, and that's how they use it for working purposes or for getting to work. And there are loads of people like that. Then my thinking is, why not just do A1? Because after all, A1 allows you to ride a 1 to 5 with no L plates. You can ride it on a motorway if you want to. I did it after all. I did 1 to 5 on the motorway, especially if you have those faster bikes. And if 1 to 5 is all that you require, then I'm sorry, why would you need to go for a A1 license? But also, why would you stay with CBT? So let me break down the cost. So like I said, a CBT costs you around £160. I don't know what this guy's doing, to be honest. Like, he's waiting here forever. There you go. He finally moved. So CBT costs you around 160, let's call it £160 every 2 years, right? But if you continue riding, let's say 6 years, you have to do 3 CBTs, right? You have to have 3 CBTs. But then, if you do your A1 license, basically, which you can do on your own bike, you don't need an instructor, you don't need any schools, you have already the bike. If you do like 1.5 or 2 years of CBT, whatever, or like before your CBT finishes, and you start doing your full license for A1, well then you don't need to do CBT anymore, and you save that money which you would spend on CBT, on the next CBT. You just spend it on the license itself, and then you can forever ride that bike without worrying about CBT, any changes to the licensing, whatever. And if there's gonna be any changes according to those proposed ones, you can actually ride 250 on an A1 license. That's gonna be even better for you. So let me break down the cost for you. Right, first of all, you will have to have a theory. Theory costs about £25 or something like that. But you will have to access only. I cannot go access only. I want to go through, and there might be a camera, so they might not like that. So I'll just go straight over there and look out for the leaves. Right. So I'll have to just go straight. So CBT costs you £160, right? Now, if you want to do your full exam, full test for A1 license, it will cost you about £25 for the theory, right? Plus any additional materials you have to buy to learn, basically. So I would say like 40 quid should be around enough to pass your theory. And you may say, yeah, but under CBT you don't have to pass your theory. No, but if the proposed changes are true, if they come true, you have to pass your theory nonetheless. So why not just get it over now, really, and just do your A1 license now? So that's just the theory test, right? 40 quid for your theory test. Then the mod 1, which you can prepare for yourself. There are videos, there are instructors on YouTube, there are people who know what they're talking about on YouTube. They have mod 1 and mod 2 examples and tests, how to do them, what type of exercises are involved and stuff like that. You can watch them, you can practice on your own. You don't need school for A1 license because you are legally already able to ride 1 to 5 on public roads with a CBT, and obviously insurance and stuff. But because you cannot ride a 600cc bike, that's why you need a school. You have to have an instructor behind you in order to take lessons. But on the 1 to 5, you don't need that. Literally all of that crap is redundant. You don't pay for that. You only go to YouTube to proper sources, I would say. I can give you some people, like Spicy is one of them. He did a lot of videos that, you know, teaches you how to do mod 1, mod 2 and stuff like that, how to ride your bike properly. He has lots of experience. That is a person that I could trust, because he will explain, maybe he will not explain it professionally like an instructor would, but he will explain some stuff to you, and you can practice on your own for your mod 1 and mod 2. And there is also an instructor or two I know on YouTube that put out great videos, and I will link those in the description of the video, so you can have a look at their channels and stuff. But yeah, these people and people as such will help you prepare yourself for your A1 license. So the theory will cost you about £40. So that's the theory part. And then the mod 1 is about another £40, I think. Maybe they increased in prices, I don't know. I haven't taken mod 1 in years and I haven't checked. But it's around £40, maybe 40 something pounds. So that's already £80. And mod 2, the test fee is around 80, 90, I think £90 now or something like that, because it also might have increased. So let's say £90. So in overall, if you prepare yourself properly on your own 125, and you go with your own 125 with air plates and everything, and you go to the testing center for mod 1 and mod 2, and you're fully prepared, right, then you can get your A1 license for pretty much like 170, 100, maybe £80. And that's it. You don't need to worry about CBT from them on. You don't need to worry about any changes or anything like that. You are free from CBT crap or anything like that. You have a full license. Obviously it's A1 license, but it's a full license. And that means you can ride your 125 without L plates. You can carry a passenger if you want to. You can go on motorways. You are free to do whatever you like, just like any other bike you would have. It's just, you know, a bit slower. That's pretty much it. That's the difference. So if you don't require a fast bike, or if you are working as a delivery person, you're gonna save money that way. It's just, yes, you have to sacrifice some time to learn, maybe on Saturday, on Sunday, or whatever, on any day of your choosing. Sacrifice some time to learn how to properly pass your tests. Spend £80, which is like the cost of, comparable to cost of CBT, and then you never have to worry about CBT. You have a full license, and people don't seem to understand that. I don't know why people fail to see that, especially in London, when a lot of people ride on L plates, and they ride on L plates for a long time. It's not like they ride on L plates and they trying to move on to a license, for example. No, they just ride on L plates. They don't give a shit. So if you ride on L plates, why just pay for CBT every 2 years and go through the hassle instead of just passing the test? And I'll probably get from the people that maybe read or already had the information about the new proposed changes, say, yeah, but it's like with new one, you only have one test and you have to do CBT only and stuff like this. No, let me break it down to you with proposed changes. Basically, first of all, you have to do a theory test. So that is non-negotiable. You have to do a theory test and the proposed changes. Now you don't have to. You only have to have CBT. But with proposed changes, you will have to have a theory test, right? And theory is worth 2 years. So they don't say that, because you have to have theory, then CBT, and then you cannot do your license. No, you have to do CBT plus. Excuse me, my voice is squeaking. Then you have to do CBT plus. Not your license, not your full license, your CBT plus. After another 2 years. But after 2 years, your theory expires. Unless they want to make it 4 years or 6 years or whatever. But after 2 years, as far as I know, after 2 years, your theory expires. So you have to do another theory. And you have to do CBT plus, which will be probably more expensive than normal CBT, I'd say. Because they will be able to charge more for that. And then you have assessment on the street, kind of, someone assesses you. But do you really think they're not gonna assess your slow riding either? Like, yes, there may not be mod 1, mod 2, but I would argue that mod 1 and 2 actually give you a breather space. Instead of doing everything at once, they check if you can do slow maneuvers first in safe and controlled environment, and then you go to mod 2. So if you fail mod 1, I think it's only natural that you shouldn't continue with mod 2 because you didn't display the skills that they're looking for. Which makes sense. It's safer basically for the rider and examiner, I suppose. Because the examiner doesn't have to like, oh, watch out, and it's like crash or something. That kind of thing. Right? And people are stressed as well. But like I said, you have breather space. You can take your mod 2, for example, a week later. Doesn't matter. But with this test, you would have slow maneuvers. You would have to prove that you can handle your bike slowly with a approved kind of training provider. So you would have to prove slow maneuvers anyway. And you could still fail on slow maneuvers. What they said, I think, in the document is that you could still ride under the pretense that you have to make a correction. But what if your CBT and CBT Plus run out and you didn't pass your assessment? Can you still ride normally? Like, can you ride a bike? I don't think so. Because that means you don't have CBT and you don't have full license. You can maybe go to the, what was it called? Continue your training, they said. I think they said, yeah, you can still continue your training, but you cannot ride your bike on a daily basis. Whereas with CBT, current one, you just need to have CBT and you can ride. Whether you failed your A1 or not, you can still ride. But with that, if your CBT Plus expires, there is no lifeline for you. That's it for you. So you have to pass it. Isn't that placing much more stress on people than just this system we have right now, where you can actually go on A1, if you fail, hey, I can still extend my CBT another 2 years. I can still ride. So it doesn't like take away the ability to either work on the bike, because there are delivery drivers, right, sure, or people who use their bike for commuting. So it doesn't take the ability away from them. But under new proposed changes, well, it's not very clear, is it? Because if you do it for 4 years, so you have CBT passed, as in expired, then you have a CBT plus, and it expired, and you have to do a test. Okay, you failed the test, but can you ride the bike? No, because your CBT expired. So basically, either you can ride it without any CBT or anything, which is defeats the fucking point of it. Make it as the test straight away then. Or you cannot ride, and therefore, you're shafted. And people don't seem to consider that, because people consider only, at age 20 you can ride faster bike, you can have A license, full unrestricted license. Yeah, but it's like you don't consider other crap for other people. That's it. That's what I'm saying. So in my view, people who are staying with their 125s and people who use their 125 purely for commuting or for work, mate, do yourself a favor, watch some videos on YouTube, especially the channels I will link in the description. Watch some of those, learn how to ride properly and how to pass your test and stuff like that. Go practice, book your theory. If theory is not expensive, it lasts you 2 years, so you have 2 years, 2 years to pass your A1 license. It's not gonna be that expensive. It's gonna cost you similar amount of money to a CBT. And once you pass it, you never have to worry about CBT. You don't have to have L plates on your bike, nothing. And sure, people will treat you differently with L plates and without L plates. They will. Even if it's a smaller bike still, they will treat you different because there's no target on you, basically. Yes, a lot of people will treat it as a target. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anyone. It's just how it works. There's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. But yeah, that's how it works. And you should be able to ride a 125 without L plates if you want to. Like, no one should stop you, even if you have A license. Like my friend, he has a license scooter. He doesn't give a shit. He's not a biker in the sense that, you know, I am a biker and I'm going on the trips and stuff like that. No, he's using it for work purposes. He's just commuting. And maybe going to shops and stuff like that, just to go to shops or like visit a friend on his bike. He doesn't have to use a tube, for example. In that case, social, but not going on trips outside London and stuff like that. He's not interested in that. And 125 is enough for him. And that's what I'm saying. And so there are loads of these people around London, around other areas, and I seriously would recommend A1 license, full license. It costs you around the same. You don't have to buy a specific bike, or you don't have to go to school, because you already own a 125. And there is one argument people can say: what if I have automatic bike? Why if I have a scooter? Well, you can still pass your A1 license. It's just going to be automatic. But if you're gonna use only scooters, then obviously you don't need a manual one. If you are delivering, if your work is delivering, for example, and you're using only scooters because they're more economical, they twist and go and stuff like that, then I would say just pass A1 on a automatic bike and you have automatic license. Obviously, it's worse than manual because you cannot ride everything. But, you know, it still works. It's still the same principle, man. And maybe on scooter it's going to be even easier for you to pass it. So that's what I'm saying, you know. You don't have to worry about gears. It's even easier for you. And if you are using your scooter as means for you to work, then you save money. And it's easier for you to prepare because you don't have gears to worry about. You only have to worry about observations, being safe, you know, just not riding like a delivery rider would. On the test, basically, right? And then you can just continue on with your work and you have a full license. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have L plates, you can use your bike however you like then, yeah? But yeah, that's the topic I wanted to talk about. Maybe it's a bit long-winded, but don't hype up, don't get hyped about these proposed changes. These are the keyword proposed changes. Proposed. Not approved, not anything like that. They're proposed changes. So they may never come in life. And for people who do their full license as an A1, before like any of the changes you know, come in live, then after the changes you are winning still, because you already have your A1 license. You prepared for it under the old kind of, you know, exam rules, because there are lots of videos about, you know, exam rules like that, so you can prepare yourself adequately. And you have a license, and they may allow you to ride actually 250 bike legally without L plates, which is a win for you then. And 250 is much different than 125. If you can do motorways with it, 250 bikes can do motorways. You can go on the trips, maybe not very far away or something, but you can go on the trips. It will sit at 70 miles an hour on motorway. It's not as slow as 125. It has a bit better acceleration and everything. So yeah, if those changes, and you have A1 license, if those changes come to life ever, you're still winning. But you don't have to worry about, you know, CBT plus, the ATB, whatever was it, ATP or whatever provider, I think, yeah, approved training provider, yeah, so ATP, I think it would be. You don't have to worry about any of that because you already have A1 license. Whereas people who don't will have to, you know, have this thing figured out. And I don't know how, you know, those approved training providers will test you based on what and how, you know, it's like based on old rules or new rules or something like that. I don't know. Like the DVSA would have to decide that, I suppose. Just overtake them a bit. That's what I'm saying. People are familiar with today's rules. So I would say, yeah, do your A1. If you are using a 125s, do your A1, and then if they change the rules, you can still use your 125 or bigger bikes if they increase it for you. Then you are winning. and you don't have to worry about any baloney with, you know, with the what's it called, the ATP or, you know, CBT plus crap. You don't have to worry about it. You have already your license, you know. It's like, I don't have to worry about any crap they changing because I have full license. I don't care. I can ride any bike. Doesn't matter to me. They can make changes as much as they want. I can ride any bike. That's my category. So that's what I'm saying. I have it off my head. Whereas some people kind of, you know, depend on that CBT. But like I said, it makes no sense to depend on CBT. Just the one A1 license and you're golden for the rest of your life, pretty much. Anyway, that was my kind of rant about this. So if this comes to life, then I will talk about this properly, all the, you know, categories and stuff like that. But for now, I wanted to just mention that weird detail that people don't do their A1 license even though they're using 125s only. That's the sort of thing I wanted to talk about. So anyway, let me know what you think if you want to in the comments. And I'll finish my video here. I think it's long and I'm starting to get cold as well, so I probably want to shut up and see through my visor because it's fogging up as hell. But yeah, you can tell me what you think in the comments if you want, and I will see you in my next video vlog, whatever it's gonna be. Have fun out there and watch out because it's starting to get cold and icy on the road, so do look out and blast out.